So welcome to another What's New Wednesday with Tom Gonzalez and myself, Rob. I'm the owner here at Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy, and we're going to talk to you today a little bit about what we're reading right now.
Let's do a different one because I went so bad.
No, it's fine.
Take out the logo. You don't want to.
No free promotion.
No free promotion.
So we read 3 books this week. We read Bully Wars as Guardians of the Galaxy and Eric the...
Eric.
Yeah.
Eric the White Wolf.
We read 3 books this week. We read Bully Wars as Guardians of the Galaxy and Elric the White Wolf. So the first book we read was Elric the White Wolf. And the Michael Moorcock Elric series was a big part of my growing up. I read those when I was about my son's age, so 11, 12 years old. They were quick reads. I really loved them, about 150 to 200 pages long, and stuck with me my whole life. Now, this takes the Elric saga kind of in a new direction. Elric has left Melniboné and is searching for his love, Cimmeril. There's no Moonglum, there's no Mornblade, there's no, at least so far, no mention of Ariok in the book. It's a little wordy, but it's very, very deep. It's very well written. There's not a lot of action here in this first copy, but it sets up the story to come. I really liked it. What'd you think?
It was so deep for 9 a.m. It's a good book. It's got a lot of words in it, which, you know, makes it a little bit of a longer read for some of those people who are more interested in staring at the art. But it's got a great story. Elric is on his own little journey and, you know, taking down people left and right to feed his sword, Stormbringer. It's definitely got a lot more to come. It sucked me in with the first one. But it's wordy. That's all I can really think because it was so early when I read it.
I'm not sure if I'd agree with it. It's really super wordy. It's not incredibly fast paced.
No. But you know, that doesn't make a bad comic. That just makes it a different comic, right? Every comic has its draw. This draw is the story versus a quick read. You've got to get involved in the story. You've got to be part of it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and they introduce a new character here that wasn't in the original books.
The captain guy, right?
No, I can't remember his name.
Smorgan, Baldhead?
Yeah, Smeargan Baldhead, so I can really relate with him. So next up we read As Guardians of the Galaxy, and I really didn't know what to think of this.
Did you get that? As Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes. I really didn't know what to think of this when I picked it up because capes and spandex aren't really my thing. But I had a lot of fun with this book. The artwork in it is really interesting. There's a really cool, vibrant color palette to it. And if I can sum it up, it's basically if you took a bunch of Asgardians and set them into the same roles as the Guardians of the Galaxy. There is a raccoon, a rocket raccoon equivalent in the Throg, which is like a frog version of Thor. There is Thor Light, who is Thunderstrike. Also includes Angela, the Valkyrie, and Scourge.
Valkyrie or Valkyrie?
I'd say Valkyrie.
It's not really a Valkyrie.
She's half, right?
Well, no, she was raised by the Valkyrie.
But she is Angela.
Okay, anyway, the Valkyrie actually cohabitates with...
I mean, so it's a story of the Asgardian miscreants trying to save the galaxy from
jaunty bunch set out to save the galaxy
from some unknown big baddie, right? It's cool. It's fun. It's got the...
It is fun, and it did draw me in. Unlike some other superhero comics, it's pretty well written. It's very well paced. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I even found myself believing in the Throg by the end of it, and that's kind of one of those plot dynamics that I always railed against, like the Shmoo. And who was the guy in the Flintstones, the green guy that sat on Fred's shoulder and gave bad advice?
Like the Martian dude? I can't remember his name ever.
What was his name?
Mr. Kazoo.
Mr. Kazoo. Those kind of plot
1950s animated
plot things I'd never liked, so...
It's a cool book.
But I bought into it in this book, and it's actually quite good. So I'm looking forward to the second issue. I want to see where it comes. I'm not going to spoil the end of it, but wrapped up in the...
I'll spoil it. No, I'm just kidding. I won't.
But there's a visit from an old friend there in the end that sets you up really nicely for issue 2. Next, we read the Scotty Young book, Bully Wars. Now, being a Scotty Young title, you might be thinking of Deadpool and I Hate Fairyland and that it's for mature readers, but this is an all-ages book. It's basically about a group of nerds coming to their first year as freshmen in high school.
Yeah, I mean it's a cool book, right? It's fun. It's got some awesome art. It's it's got its little humor in it. It's
Humorous.
it's humorous, yes, but it's grabbing to all ages because it's not it's not too advanced. It's not too dialed back either. It's got lots of detail.
A lot of detail. A lot of interesting stuff to look at.
There's some gross things in there. Let me tell you, absolutely gross.
But a lot of fun.
I mean, it's like what, 3rd page, 2nd page, 4th page. Gum monster. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. So, earlier we talked about how Dave Ellefson's coming here on the 29th for an appearance, but earlier that day we're going to be down at the GTEx gaming convention at the NASA Space Center at the Gilbreth Center there. This is a little different in that it's all locally focused. So small indie gaming designers, companies, etc., are going to be down there showing what they do, showing their stuff. And I'm actually doing a panel down there on how to get your local games into your friendly local game shop.
You can't get enough of you and your input because you actually have really good input. You have a lot of good insight. So I think that's why you've been invited to do the panel, and that's why people should go see it. I'm going not only as your employee but as your friend.
Oh my goodness. Recently we were brought a really interesting cross-promotional opportunity where we are sponsoring the appearance of September Morning, the band that is also a graphic novel series. They're going to be here in store doing an acoustic set, and we'll be accepting pre-orders for the next edition of their book on Friday from 5 to about 6:30. If you have copies of the book, bring them, then they'll sign them. And Tom's going to tell you a little bit more about the comic itself.
So September Morning, I got a copy of it, and it's a really cool book. It's a really cool project. Emily Lazar basically approached Mark Silvestri, and Mark Silvestri, if that name is familiar to you or not familiar, he's one of the co-creators of Image Comics. So she approached him back in the day and basically said, hey, I've got this idea for this transmedia project. I'm going to create September Morning. It's going to be a comic and a band. They tell the story of September Morning through the comic, through the music, through their videos, through their live performances. It's a really cool concept. And September Morning, who she is she's a half-human, half-Grim Reaper hybrid tasked with taking souls to the afterlife. And she's a little confused as to what her mission is because she has no concept, no idea of who she is or what her mission is because she was just sucked into this life. So in Volume 1, she's figuring out her place in the Reaper world along with the human world. But Volume 2 is probably going to go a little bit more into depth because they definitely leave it hanging at the end of Volume 1, and it's definitely an awesome book. I suggest you pick it up.
So that's the Friday, September Morning show here at the store from 5 to 6:30, and that cross-promotional opportunity led us to our next one, which is with Dave Ellefson of Megadeth. Dave is going to be here September 29th from 5 to 6:30 doing a VIP signing. And then he's going to be doing a show with his Base Story project at the BFE Rock Club on Jones Road. So we did host the X-Wing Regionals last year. We had 76 players stuffed into this place, and they had a great time. We're very excited about the new X-Wing 2.0.
See, so a conversation is either going to be one of two things. It's going to be like this, us talking like we normally do, or it's going to be these weird kind of funny jokes, in my opinion.
Stop.
All right, transition.
So super cool. Last year at Christmas time, we sold out of 72 copies of Secret Hitler.
Yeah,
in like 4 weeks.
And it's an amazing game. If you guys don't know Secret Hitler, I mean, where have you been? Secret Hitler is amazing.
So it's disappeared for a while from your local gaming stores. It's been unavailable. We got an email late last night telling us that at distribution, it's available again for a very short period of time. If you want to reserve a copy, what should they do?
Do it. Come into the store, reserve a copy. Before we get it in, if you reserve a copy, you guarantee yourself a copy, more than likely, if we ordered enough.
Yeah,
Secret
Hitler.
Did we order enough?
Yeah.
We ordered a lot.
We ordered a lot.
We ordered a lot. But it doesn't guarantee that it'll be on the shelf when you come in because this thing sold really, really well for us. And it's a blast to play. It's good for small groups, maybe around 5 is about the minimum, but it really hits its stride around 7 or 8 people. It is a load of fun. It's a social deduction game. It's a game about lying. It's a game about screwing over the other people at the table. It's a lot of fun. Thank you all for tuning in this week. It's always a blast to talk to you. This has been Rob,
Tom,
And Chris.
Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
Are you guys happy with this?
I don't know.
So,
Transition.
I know we're excited about X-Wing 2.0 coming out. Tom, what do we have planned for that?
That's a good question because we don't have anything planned.
So, X-Wing 2.0 drops this month.
Yeah.
Tom, what do we got planned for that?
Gosh, this is the same thing that you said last time.
So, Tom, I know you're excited about X-Wing 2.0.
Absolutely, it's gonna be amazing.
What do we have planned for that?
You know, gosh, that's like the 3rd time that you said that. But you know what's awesome is we're still figuring it all out, and we're gonna post it up on our Facebook. So stay tuned, and we'll be posting it shortly.
But it's going to be big.